Where is my notes? Okay, one, two, and three. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our monthly virtual career fair, coming to you live from Canvas Real Estate. My name is Ernesto Vega. I am the broker of Canvas Real Estate. We take this opportunity to share our vision and let you know what Canvas is all about, a company that is built for entrepreneurs like yourself, where we don't just support your real estate career, we help you build a legacy, build a income, and build something that you can pass on. We do this every month with different co-hosts. Today we have Michelle Gonzalez Sanchez, founder of Sanchez and Badillo and TitleLogic, a force to be reckoned with in the real estate space in South Florida, and Ruben Cruspino, area manager for the Prime Group and the CMG, one of the fifth largest lenders in the US. So I have two individuals with incredible real estate experience. And then I have also with me today, Ro Khalil Hiron, a real estate agent in South Florida, an ambassador for the Miami Association of Realtors, who will be sharing some of her experience in real estate. So I will go ahead and let Michelle sort of introduce herself before we let Ruben go, and then also Ro. So Michelle, I gave you an intro, but please let everybody know who you are.
Thank you, Ernesto. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for being with us here today. My name is Michelle Gonzalez Sanchez. I am one of the partners of the law firm Sanchez Badillo. We've been in real estate and working together for 25 years now with Sanchez Badillo and many of the Canvas agents. And I am also one of the owners of TitleLogic, our sister title company, which was basically created to serve all of the Canvas agents and help them with their closings and everything else that's real estate related. So it's my pleasure to be with you today, and I hope that you have questions that later you can bring to our attention and then we can help you with.
Ruben?
Well, thank you, Ernesto. My name is Ruben Cruspino. I'm the regional manager for the Prime Group at CMG Home Loans. I've been in the business since 1989 and really realize how important partnership is in the success in this business. Really, the more people you bring in, quality people you bring into your team, the more success you're going to have. I think I've seen agents that understand that they become more advisors, not just showing properties and opening doors. And we hope to help you grow your business by helping you understand the mortgage opportunities that are out there.
Awesome, awesome. Ro, I know I gave you a very well intro. If you can say a couple of words for everybody watching us here and in social media.
Of course. Welcome, everyone, and I'm very happy to be part of this presentation. I have a lot to say, if they allow me, great things to share. But like Ernesto said, my name is Ro, and I have been a realtor for 10 years and almost 9 with Canvas Real Estate. This is a family that I love deeply, and for many reasons that I can share during this call. And I am also a proud ambassador for the Miami Association of Realtors, what that means for you guys, fresh information, a lot of things that I bring from the Miami Association, benefits and things that are going on that we don't normally see it. I bring it to our offices straight from Calientito. So welcome, everyone.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so we'll get started. I think, Michelle, you wanted to go first. You had a first question.
Yeah, I just really thought that it would be important for all of us to know, if you had to say in one sentence, what you think separates those agents that succeed from those that just, have to give up in the beginning. What would it be? That you had to mention that one thing. What do you think it would be? Ruben?
I think for me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ruben.
Sorry, Ro. Even though we have the same birthday, I go first. So for me, really, it's quite simple. I mean, the agent has to be empathetic. Empathetic, not sympathetic, very different. You have to put yourself in the buyer's or seller's shoes. You have to understand what they're going through at that moment. what they expect from you, what they expect from the transaction, what their goal is. And I think part of that we talked about earlier was to be more of an advisor than just somebody just opening doors. You know, we see a lot of the agents that are starting to really understand our side of the business and the amount of possibilities, really increase their business by using different type of programs, things that are outside the box, the non-QM programs. Specifically for investors, I'm seeing a lot of realtors now working with more and more investors because they're understanding what the DSCR program can do for them and how many options there are. So definitely education and empathy, the 2 E's, right? And obviously work for the 30, Ernesto.
Yeah, for me, it's also education. I think that if a realtor really wants to succeed and they want to do well and they want to do well from the start, it's important to understand your contract. That's the basics, you know, of every single file. Without having a deep understanding of the contract, it's very difficult to be able to guide your client correctly. And then after you have had the chance to really dig deep into that contract and have the ability to explain it to your client, then continuing education so that you can see how other people handle different things that arise, because we all know that in real estate, something new and different arises every single day in every transaction, and you kind of want to have an idea, you know, on how to be able to give advice to your client and tell them how they should deal with things that happen to them. So definitely knowledge to me is the key to success. And how about you, Ernesto?
So I go with consistency over perfection. Everybody wants to be perfect when they start, but I think in this industry you just need to get started. You gotta follow up. You gotta stay on top of your buyers or sellers. To me, that is the formula for 2025. It's just show up, because the 50% of the time that's what it takes. You gotta follow up, because the buying a home is not a simple decision. It's the largest purchase most people do in their lifetime, so they need to take time to think about it before they sign on the dotted line. And so staying on top of them, following up, to me, it's the formula to it. I don't know if Ro want to say anything about that, or what are you seeing? What it will take to succeed in 2025?
It's amazing how all of us agree on one thing, and the number one thing. For me, it's stay updated with the information, education. Passing the real estate test is just the beginning of this great journey. But being consistent in getting yourself to educate yourself in different areas of this industry and stay up to date, not just go and show up once and that's it, because our industry goes through changes almost every single day. And if you're not doing that, then you're not doing the service that our customers require. That's number one for me. Number two, it's definitely show up, just like Ernesto said. But number three is to build your team. You're never gonna know everything. You're never gonna want to go through something that transactions bring along. If you have the right team, if you have the right title company, the right lender, the right brokerage, to me, that is what separates the good situations from the bad situations.
Thank you.
So I got a question for you guys. So what should a new agent realistically expect in their first year, 12 months in the business? Ernesto?
You know, in the first 12 months, and I think as they roll out, you gotta expect rejection, confusion, but you're also gonna see some breakthrough. Sometimes the same day, the same week. You know, at the beginning, remember, this is a sales job, this is a sales career. So there's a lot of new stuff to learn, a lot of new forms. As Michelle's team has been teaching, the forms keep changing almost bi-weekly. So you got to stay on top of forms and procedures. Rejection of working with some individuals that might want to buy and might not be able to buy, or offers that you make and you don't, finally get executed. So we at Canvas, we support our agents through mentorship. We have playbooks and systems to make sure we can minimize that exposure to the mayhem, but the mayhem it's gonna happen. But you know, you need to have a brokerage behind you that, you know, mentorship, it's an enormous thing that you should do at the beginning. And you need to be with a broker that has systems in place so you don't fall through the cracks.
Yeah, I also think that during that first year, you're gonna be bombarded with people offering you services, and I want to work with you, and I want to give this to you, and promising you the world, and that becomes very overwhelming. And sometimes some people that are desperate to make money want, you know, they only think the money side of it, and don't really pay attention to the little details of who can really actually provide you with the kind of help that you need to be able to make your transaction successful, and to not have, you know, the hiccups along the road that can be detrimental and kill a transaction. So finding the right partners, to choose them, you know, that whole process, the first year, it's hard. And sometimes you don't find it the first year, and along the way, you know, you have to make some changes. But who you land with that very first year, they will either teach you how to do something in a straight line, how to get from point A to point B, you know, without any headaches, and really make it happen correctly and easily. Or someone can, unfortunately, you can land in the wrong hands, and then you'll be doing this the whole time just to get to that final point that, you know, we're all trying to get to the closing. Now, how we get there, there's an easy route and there's a difficult route. You team up with the right partners that they teach you and help you, and you can get there easily. You team up with the wrong people, and
Boy, yeah. Yeah, I think the first year is really about, obviously we talked about, you know, education, and partnering up the right people. I think you need to learn how to speak to your clients, right? We talk about the elevator speech, which is very, very important. You know, there's a lot of great places that you can learn and practice your elevator speech. You know, for us on the lending side, you know, you want to know a little bit about finance. You can't be completely, you know, unaware of what's going on. You should learn 2 or 3 loan options for your buyers, you know, the standard ones typically, and practice them. You know, we have to practice twice. You know, you got to practice, and you do role playing with your fellow realtors. You can sit with us. You know, we'd love to practice with you, at least so you know what to say in your initial consult. And then obviously we want to sit down and do the bigger conversation with your client. So I think that's kind of the things that you can expect the first year. Ro, how was your first year? Tell us about
Oh
that.
my goodness. It was terrifying. And yes, the first 8 months, many things came to my mind. Being number one, being I'm not good at this. I didn't have the support, and I have to piggyback from what our attorney Michelle is saying, that the brokerage that you sign up with makes the big difference in the first year of as a real estate agent. It's very important to have the support, because it's just so much information that you could get lost, you could get scared. And after 10 years, the worst mistake I would have done was to leave this industry, because 8 months with another brokerage did not give me the confidence. The moment that you know, I found my new brokerage, then it gave me, and it brought me to different place in this industry that I love, and I cannot see myself doing anything else, basically. But what I will tell new agents on the first year is, like, you know, just be consistent, show up, stay curious, ask questions. If you are sitting down with someone that is interviewing you to get you into their office, don't just go by that. To me, something that might work even better than the person promising you all these things is speak to the other agents in the office. Come to meetings, see what's all about, see that you do have that support that you need on the first year. I think that it's very important for me, because because books will tell you one thing, but the reality will show you something totally different. And that's what you need, all that, the support on the first year.
So my takeaway from what Ro is saying is that training and support is key when you get started. I mean, at Canvas, you know, our support structure begins with weekly workshops, hands-on training, from contracts to lead generation to social media. These weekly workshops are key in developing our agents' sales skills and pipeline. Also, we're very focused in educating our sales team on our CRM and Bold Trail, not just learning it, but getting a great return out of it, because our CRM is literally your personal assistant. Is designed to help you succeed, from automated campaigns to literally a daily outline of what you got to get accomplished to make sure you have the sales goals that you need to have. Add to that our in-house mentors in our support team, an operational support team, which helps all of our agents succeed. Training isn't an event; it's your edge is what's going to take you to the next side. But now it's my turn. I have a question for all of you. So, how important, Michelle and Ruben, and then how important was to you, Ro, to have the right partners in this career? Ruben?
Well, as the lender in this, what we strive for is to let the realtor know that your lender should help you close the transaction, not just give you a quote. I mean, you can go online and get a quote, right? It's not about that. It's about getting the transaction closed and putting the customer in the right mortgage product. Very important that they understand it's not one mortgage doesn't fit all, right? So the right mortgage product is very important. And that builds that relationship with that client for the next time, right? And people tend to move, every 5 to 7 years. So, we offer weekly Ask the Lender calls here at Canvas. We co-host it with Ernesto. This week it was done by one of our other LOs, but we just pick a topic and we answer questions right online. So we're always available to them, and the partnership to us is integral in our process. What do you think, Michelle?
No, definitely what I was saying, that I agree with you. Having the right partners to be able to guide you, but we all want to get to the closing table. We just need to make sure that we're leaning on someone that's actually going to help us get there, right? Because I can receive a file and you can ask me to close it, and that's fine. I can do that work. But if you're not actually learning from the process and trying to get better every single day with every single transaction, then you're never going to really be a great tool to a buyer or a seller. And that's what you want to be. You want to be the person that they're always going to come back to, and they're going to be so appreciative that they worked with you because you put them in the right hands with the right people to do their transaction, that they're going to want to come to you again and refer you to other people. So, with us as attorneys, what we do is we try to limit the risk that a buyer or a seller are, engaging in when they get into this type of transaction. We try to make it as smooth as possible, and so that by the time that they close, they are actually very happy, with their transaction. And if something were to, go wrong later on or at some point in their ownership, that they know that they have a trusted, law firm and title company that's been here for 25 years to be able to help them with anything that may arise, any issues that may arise. So definitely picking the right partner to give you a helping hand throughout the entire transaction is what I think is the key.
So, Ro, how important is the right partners when you get started in real estate?
These guys are reading my mind now. I need to go first because then it sounds like I'm copying them. But but having the right partner in this industry, it makes the difference, definitely. And finding a partner that can support, uplift you when you need it, pushes you to grow. It changed the game, definitely. But not only just human partners, but partners like technology has helped me to be more organized, to do more, and that does it for itself. It made a big difference for me. So I would say partners, human partners and technology partners is what has changed my game.
Awesome. A little something I want to share about Canvas. So Canvas is built for agents by agents. We're one of the largest independently brokerages in the US and in Florida, with over 1,000 associates in the Florida space. Where emphasis is culture, tech, and mentorship. We want our agents to feel like they're part of something we want to bring in the technology and show you how to harness it so you can thrive, and at the same time provide enough mentors to guide you when you get started. So let me ask. So Ro, I'm going to start with you instead of going with my other guests first. What can agents do this week to move forward? You just got licensed. You're new here. What can you do this week to move forward?
Well, the training, get to know your MLS, get to know the steps, but start looking for a company that gives you all that support. That's, to me, that would be like your number one. Along with everything else that they tell you to start doing as certifications and things like that, start looking for that partner. And start there, because if you find a partner that can help you with those beginnings, you're going to be on the right track. Definitely.
So Ruben, what can you tell a new agent that is listening to you right now? What can they do this week to begin to launch their career?
Well, I think, we talked about practice, right? So the first thing I would do is go to one of the CMG loan officers, myself, or anybody on the team, and get to know 3 loan products, the basic ones. Get to know them pretty well. And with that knowledge, you're going to create mortgage scripts, right? And then we need to practice those mortgage scripts. I know nobody wants to practice in this business, but practice does make perfect. It's when it comes out of you very easily and fluently, you definitely take on a role as an advisor more than just a salesperson, which is what we want to do. And then the last thing I would say is, build that pre-qualification checklist. Work with your lender, with us, and we'll schedule a little borrow worksheet for you so you have an idea what to use to do like the pre-qualification. And that's what I would do this week.
Michelle?
I would print a copy of the as-is purchase and sales contract. If you have an attorney or a title company that you're friends with, ask them to give you a cheat sheet. Read that contract at least 10 times. Make notes, highlight it, ask questions, try to understand what it's all about, because that's going to be the first thing that any client is going to ask you about, and you want to be able to understand it. You're not going to be able to learn everything in one day, because I've been in this business for 25 years and I learn something new every day, which is why I love this industry, because it always keeps you on your toes. But the more you read the contract, the better idea you have of how it works. And then that way you can ask questions before they ask you the questions. And don't be afraid to tell a buyer, look, we need to involve an attorney or a title company to be able to give you some explanations, because you're not expected to have all those answers. I would do that. I would learn how to figure out the critical deadlines in the contracts. I use a date and time calculator that I have an app on my phone or on the computer, and I would get familiar with that, because time frames are everything. They mean the world to us in real estate, so you need to understand how that works. And I would have the phone number of the legal hotline available and ready, so that at any moment that you have any questions, you can call them and ask them any questions, because that's obviously an objective answer that can pull you in the right direction if you're wondering how to do something. I think those would be the first 3 things I would do. And of course, number 4 actually would be look and find out when they're holding a training on the explanation of a real estate contract, and attend that training. And every other training, every single week, you should be attending a training, at least one. More than one, preferably, but at least one.
At least one. Me, I'll say, if you just started, because if you're listening to us, you're new to the industry, book a meeting with a mentor. Even if you decide not to work with them in the past, but book a meeting with a mentor to see what is it that they can do to help your career get started. Number 2 is you all have a database. Drop 10 text messages to your database, letting them know you're in the business, that you are associated with a company like Canvas who can help you succeed. And like Michelle and Ruben said, because they both said the same thing, make sure to attend training this week, although there's time left. So make sure that you can attend a lot of training. In closing, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing to try. I don't know if Michelle or Ruben or Ro want to say something in closing.
Yeah, I definitely do. I think that, it's great that some of you are taking this first step, to take your license and, come into this world. I think the real estate industry is a beautiful world to be part of. Lots of opportunities to make money, it's great to have clients everywhere because in real estate, everybody needs a house, right? They need somewhere to live. So whether they're looking for a rental or they're needing one to buy or to sell, you can be available to them to help them. And as long as you team up with the right people that are willing to help you, you have a really good chance of success. So, we're here for you and we're able to help you with anything that you need. I know Rue can give you her 2 cents of how closely we work with her and all her realtors, and it's our absolute pleasure to do that, and we enjoy it every day. So I hope that you get into this and like it as much as we do.
Yeah,
For
I would
me,
say, I'm sorry, Ro, go ahead.
do I go first, Twin?
Yes.
For me is show up, stay curious, lean onto resources that we offer, like Canvas Real Estate offers so many resources. Don't be afraid to ask questions. We have all been there. We started like that. And remember, consistency is everything. Like if you just make one call, if you just send that one text and that's it, and hope that you're gonna get a whole bunch of clients from there. Well, it doesn't happen like that. You need to be consistent on everything, on education, show up to meetings, and all that has to do with getting you up to date with real estate in general.
Yeah, I would just go back to the point that you've picked a good company if you chose Canvas. We work with a lot of different real estate companies, but as far as the training and the opportunities and the partnerships they have, specifically Title Logic and the Prime Group over at CMG, you're going to succeed. You just got to put like Rose said, just kind of jump in and do it, and let us help you.
All right. I don't want to take anybody's more precious time. We've been at this for 30 minutes. I want to thank everybody for attending. I want to thank Ruben for participating, Michelle and Ro for sharing their insight. It has been a pleasure to hold this. We do this every month. So we will be doing another one next month. So I hope you guys can join me again. As for me, I'm Ernesto Vega, broker with Canvas Real Estate. Have a fantastic day, everybody.